And we are now, folks, into our last class definition notes, recursive methods and stubs. So, recursive methods. Only thing you need to know at this point, Java does allow recursive method definitions. But for now, I'm not going to have you worry about these as we're going to cover those later on. Driver programs. When you're developing new methods, each method should be tested in a program in which it is the only untested program. Don't be trying to test across multiple different things. If you test methods this way, when you find an error, the advantage is that you will know which method caused the error. A program that does nothing but test a method is called a driver program. Now, additionally, we can also talk about bottom-up testing, which is if one method contains an invocation of another method in the same class, this can complicate the testing task. Now, one way to test a method is to first test all the methods invoked by that new method, and then test the new method itself. This is what is called bottom-up testing, as you're starting at the very bottom and you're working your way up. Now, the most important thing that we need to talk about, though, today are stubs. It is sometimes impossible or it's inconvenient to test a method without using some other method that has not either been written or hasn't been tested. In this case, we can use a simplified version of the missing or the untested method, or we call it a stub. These stubs will not necessarily perform the correct calculation, but they will deliver values that suffice for testing, and they're simple enough that you can have confidence in the performance. So here's a quick example. In this comment, you can see it says calculates probability of rain based upon temperature, barometric pressure, and relative humidity, and returns the possibilities of fraction between 0 and 1. So here you have a method public double rain chance, double temperature, double pressure, double humidity. But if you look at it inside, there's no real math going on, no calculations, no anything like that. It just says return 0.5. The reason why it does that is because we know it has to be between 0 and 1 as a fraction. And 0.5 would fit that. That's 1/2. So I'm just going to temporarily pass a static value here just to say that this stub is working so I can test my other methods. Now, we do need to discuss one last thing, which is the fundamental rule for testing methods. The fundamental rule for testing methods states that every method should be tested in a program in which every other method in the testing program has already been tested and debugged. Just one last note on that. What that pretty much means is that every line of code should be tested. Every method that you're constructing, you should test it rather than just assuming that it works. That's it, folks. Until next time.